All right, Anthony on our podcast back for another episode brought to you by our pals over at Hero Soap Company. We're talking about Coaster Gate. There was a theft in the Senate from a Trump lawyer. We'll get into it. Kellyanne Conway making some controversy with American Idol. Texas is frozen and shut down. Parler's making a comeback. Valentine's Day just occurred, and of course we're talking about donuts because that's all that's on my mind. Oh, and we have a product testing. I forgot to put it on the thing. We have a product testing that we will be doing.
Oh, put it on the thing.
For sure. Can't believe I almost forgot this. It reminded me of Valentine's Day. We'll do it during the Valentine's Day segment.
Oh, fine.
That's all coming up on this episode.
Is it food?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
It's always going to be food.
Frankie C is here with us. How you doing, my man?
Doing all right. Enjoying a day off.
It's nice to have President's Day off, and happy President's Day to everybody out there celebrating. Let's talk about our former president, President Trump. He was just acquitted from the Capitol riots. We don't really have to talk about that.
This makes zero sense to me, but okay.
Well, it was, you know, I'll just say this about it. I love Mitch McConnell politics better than anybody can possibly politics.
Two-faced piece of crap you've ever seen in your life.
He is just the premier, like, he just passed the buck. He's like, that guy is guilty as hell. But I voted on a technicality. But somebody should really prosecute him. 4 seconds after.
Oh, yeah. Somebody do something about that guy. Oh, okay. Here you go. We'll put it in the Senate. Nah, we're good. Somebody else should hold him accountable.
He politics better than anybody else can possibly politic. He just passes the buck, doesn't make those tough decisions, keeps skirting the line. You know, I mean, whatever he could do to pass things.
It's unbelievable.
You know, it is. I mean, it's pretty. You know, it's something else.
How he gets away with that. It's unreal.
It's something else is what it is. But we're talking about this, Frankie C., which Frankie C. brought to the table, which is Coaster Gate. So one of the lawyers.
This is the kind of story that I miss, that I enjoy, because it's so stupid. It doesn't mean anything.
It's silly and lighthearted.
It's fun. It's silly and lighthearted.
Yeah. One of the lawyers who was defending Donald Trump is seen in some footage here, which I'm going to hold up for you guys in a second. Literally thefting off with some coasters. He walks over to these coasters that were on a table in Congress, and he just grabs them right up. Here he is right there. You can see he's kind of
boop, center of the screen,
scooping them up.
Boom, boom, boom. Takes a few.
He's
on his merry way.
There it is again. Now, walks over.
I can't tell what kind of coasters they are, but they look like those crappy paper ones you get in a regular bar.
Yeah, they do.
Maybe they're not. Maybe there's some kind of, special Senate, coasters. I have no idea.
It's that weird moment where, though, you literally got to, I mean, as a lawyer, I think the highest thing for a lawyer to accomplish would probably be arguing a case in front of the Supreme Court, right? I mean, that's
representing the president. You're in the, that's a big one.
I was going to say Supreme Court, probably number one. Representing the president in Congress, this is probably right up there with that.
Take a selfie or something. You gotta snag a coat. What are you gonna do with it? This coaster was from the time I defended the president. This held my water bottle. Okay.
That's what he's going to do with it. He's going to put it in the old office and tell the stories about the time he got President Trump off for impeachment.
A notepad, something that's significant. So a coaster, I bet you think the thing says like U.S. Senate on it?
I would get, yeah. I would think so.
See, it should say like Heineke or something.
I feel like
get some sponsors in there.
That would be nice. Did you say Heineken?
Yeah, get some sponsors.
I don't know why I heard Meineke at first. I was like, Meineke?
Meineke could sponsor it too. Whoever wants to put the bill.
But I feel like Congress at this point should be like a hotel chain where it's like you got to just kind of make your own pens that people can steal because they're going to steal something. So at least if they walk off with a pen, like, isn't that why hotels give you the pen? Because it's just like, we know you're going to take some.
You're going to take stuff.
Try and take this. Yeah, this we can do.
That's why they give you 3 pages. on the when they give you a notepad by the phone. There's only like 3 pages.
But you get that pen, which I'm pretty sure is filled with like this much ink, where like a normal pen was probably filled to the brim with ink. Those hotel pens.
You know how they have like golf pencils are only this big? They should have like hotel pens that are only this big.
That are only that big. Yeah.
Why not?
But yeah, I mean, walking on. Here's the thing: I'm judging this guy because he is a lawyer that was representing a president of the United States. Whether you love the guy or not, he will have that distinction forever. He should be above this. Like me, I would take anything that wasn't nailed down because that's just me. But this guy should have a bit more class than to steal the. And by the way, didn't go back for a coaster. He
kind of stacked them like he was stacking poker chips. He was ready to go with these things. He was like, you know what? Let me go back 1 second for all my friends. Look, coaster. He's probably hosting a party.
Yeah, and I was in DC, last year, 2 years ago, 2019. You go to a gift shop. You could pick up whatever. You could get any sort of memento you want.
But were they in the actual Senate chamber?
Yeah, no, it wasn't, but even the White House, I think, has a gift shop in it, doesn't it? I don't even know. I haven't been on the tour in a while.
These coasters are free and used by actual senators.
That's true.
Or whoever. True. I don't know what desk he took them off of.
Aren't the water bottles, like, branded, like, Congress, too? Like, you think he's going to take those?
Probably. I'm still wondering why we haven't, all this stuff is televised. Why aren't there, like, at a hockey game, why aren't there, like, the wall postered with sponsors? Maybe put a dent in that debt we're talking about.
Just behind the vice president's head on that wall next to the flag. You just get a little... you have like Hortons right behind his head. Something. Tim Hortons. Put a little crack in that deficit we're always talking about. It's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea.
There's a lot of blank space in that room.
What are we going to do next? Live reads? Your Honor, I'd like to object to the following motion, but before I get to that, please, I'd like to read this.
This objection is brought to you by Yankee Candle Company.
If you object to the smell in your home, get a Yankee Candle Company.
Right? If you want your house to smell like the Senate chamber, go with the new Senate chamber.
Oh, little co-branded items there. I love it.
Right? Like, we're selling, what's her name's vagina candles. Why can't we do Senate candles?
That's true. That is very, very true.
Wonder what it smells like in there. I would imagine, just by looking at it, it seems very woody in there. Like it would smell like pine or something.
Yeah, I feel like a golf, like a golf, what
do they call it?
Like a golf club.
Pro shop?
Not a pro shop. I was thinking more of like a lounge at a golf club.
Yeah.
It kind of smells like that.
See that.
Wood, like you said, all the old wood, pine bar, and all that stuff.
Fresh paint.
Yeah.
Mildew from the carpet.
Just the smell of old men and theft.
Lots of various colognes.
Yeah. No morals, that kind of thing. That odor.
Yeah. Hell. It just smells like an awful, awful place. Brimstone. I don't know.
Yeah, he did. He went for the triple stack. There was 3 or 4 on there. He took all of them.
To be fair, they were probably going to end up in the garbage anyway.
Yeah,
unless they're like special, like the ones you get from like Bed Bath & Beyond, where they're like marble.
No, they look like paper coasters. Let's let the focus come in here. Yeah, they look like paper coasters.
Yeah, they look light enough.
But he was nabbed right in the action of it all.
He could just be cleaning them up, but I don't know.
Nah,
I'm sure there's a crew that comes in for that.
Coastergate is real. He was stealing those things.
Hey, if they were going to end up in the garbage, have at it.
Yeah.
If they're like rewashable and the cleaning crew's like, dude, we're missing 3 coasters. What the hell?
But think about it though. Like when you get to his house and he's like, by the way, guys, let me just take a look. These are the coasters that were used in Congress when I defended the president. Wouldn't you be like, you were on you were on the front page of all the newspapers.
No, but these coasters were on TV. Dude, you were on TV.
You were on TV. What'd you take the coasters for?
Just snap a selfie and be gone.
You were on the cover of every national newspaper. Why are you flaunting these coasters to us right now?
I bet it was like a kid of his or something was like, dude, grab me a coaster.
Yeah,
I was
probably.
like, all right, this will be funny. I'll grab it.
Again,
So
this is one of those things where we can point, laugh, and judge when we all know full well we would do the same exact thing if we were there.
Probably.
But
I'd probably keep the water bottle that says U.S. government on it or whatever the hell.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But back to my
Unless
point.
it's like microchipped.
We're not like big famous lawyers, We're not, And this was like
No,
the
we are
third.
not.
This was like the third string though to that point. Didn't like a whole crew like left and quit, and then I think somebody's other crew got fired, and these were like the third. These were like the guys they found.
They came on like days
Yeah.
before the trial started.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even have to do anything, by the way.
Yeah.
If the Trump defense team showed up and played solitaire at the desk and didn't answer any questions, didn't say a word,
Yeah.
the result would have been the same.
I think this guy has a billboard over by the airport. That's where his lawyer billboards are. It's right next to that old airport by the good hotels.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
In between hotels.
It seems like, by the way, when did he get acquitted? Saturday? I want to say.
That sounds right.
I was shocked when I came across my Twitter. It was like Trump acquitted. I was like, I thought this was like going to be like a 7-month thing. Like, how did this end?
It was going to be an ongoing thing. The two sides kind of made some kind of weird deal or something. I don't know what it was, but they just voted to allow witnesses to be called in this trial, and then the very next day, over. They made some kind of weird deal. I don't know what the deal was.
Yeah, weird, right?
But yeah, they just decided to end it. But it's out of the government control. Now stuff will be tried in regular court.
Yeah, you think he's going to be tried in regular court? Like, are they going to continue this, you think?
I believe so. There's going to be lawsuits and all kinds of stuff. I mean, 7 people died in this thing. It can't just go away.
Do you think that it was the kind of thing where the Democrats and the Republicans just kind of sat down and they were like, look, we're going to ride this technicality thing. So if you want to go ahead and waste the next 6 months of time and money, you can. But just know nothing is going to change our vote because we're voting on the basis of this, that he's not in office anymore.
They probably realized they weren't getting the votes. And it was just going to be a waste of time anyway. I mean, it's a shame. Like people need to be held accountable. They got more votes to convict Clinton for lying about a blowjob than they got for Trump inciting a riot. There were more votes against Clinton than against Trump, which blows my mind.
It's kind of weird when you put it like that. When you put it in that context, it's a little strange.
Yeah, they wanted to convict Clinton more than Trump.
Yeah, but the world has really changed since that all happened, hasn't it? We've really changed.
Sure.
Things have really sort of developed in this strange, bizarre land.
Agreed.
Excuse me. I am 2-0 in impeachment trials, undefeated. Fantastic. Can't wait for the third one. Huge.
Yeah.
Wait till I get back in office in 24. I'm going 3-0, baby.
2 more, baby. 4-0, maybe.
We're going all the way. Now, if he gets reelected in 24, can he run 2 more terms?
No.
Or is it 2 consecutive terms, or is it 2 terms?
2 terms.
2 terms is the most you can do.
Yeah, you can't just keep running every 4 years, every 8 years.
I was wondering about that because that might be.
No, that's 2 terms and you're done.
I wonder if that would cause some people to be like, I can't vote for this guy. He might not make it the whole 8 years. But probably not.
What do you mean 8 years? He would only go for 1 term. If he won in 2024, he'd be out in 2028. No,
but like I wondered the same thing when Biden was running. Like, he's so old. It's like, are people going to run? Are people going to vote for him knowing that he's not going to make 2 terms?
2 years older than Trump.
Oh, was that right? It's only 2 years?
Yeah, 2 or 3 or something like that. But he's not much older than Trump.
Excuse me, while you're there, I never got a coaster from Congress. Can you grab one for me?
Get one of those for me.
Just on the side, if it would just be, people tell me they have magnificent coasters. I'd love to have one. If you could grab it, that'd be fantastic. Thank you.
I'd love to decorate Mar-a-Lago with some presidential coasters. It'd be huge.
Just fantastic.
I'm looking for a gift from Melania for Valentine's Day.
Let's stay in the President Trump world here. Kellyanne Conway is making some news. She was on American Idol. Again, this is people just bickering for bickering's sake. They're blasting American Idol for putting Kellyanne Conway on, saying that it was an attempt to rehab Kellyanne Conway's image.
Of course it was.
Image. But her daughter was on this. Her daughter was on the stupid show.
Oh, so that I didn't know.
It was it wasn't like Kellyanne Conway, come on. It was like her daughter's on. They were like, shoot a clip of you and like encouraging your daughter, and then and that was it. And then people were like,
George Conway on?
Was who? Oh, the husband?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think so. Nobody cares about him. They love her. They love Kelly, and they love her fighting with the daughter.
But they love the dynamic between the two.
Yeah.
George and Kellyanne, that one worked for Trump and worshipped him, and the other one couldn't stand and hated him.
Yes. These Kellyanne Conway and the daughter are the new Paul Sr. and Jr. Tuttle, who used to fight each other on American Chopper. We only tuned in because we wanted to see the father and son scream at each other. Remember
No.
The American Chopper, the motorcycle show? Oh, I forgot. It didn't come out in 1994, so you wouldn't have seen it.
Remember who you're talking to. I watched The Masked Singer. Masked Singer's a good show.
Oh, that's awful. That shouldn't be anything. That's not a brag. I don't think that's a brag. But yeah, they had this show where they would build custom motorcycles, and it was like massively famous. But they used to scream at each other for every. He'd be like, the son would be like, I think we should put the gas tank here, and the father would be like, I want to put it here, and then it would be just this knockout brawl, throwing shit across the room. Like it was like every episode.
How I picture that household, the Conway house. How Kellyanne and George Conway stayed married for those 4 years, because George Conway was constantly on Twitter, just bashing Trump. I mean, in the worst ways you could imagine. And Kellyanne Conway is the spokesperson, and it's like, how do they go home at night?
What's amazing about that is there are other marriages that didn't last that presidency, yet that one survived.
Relationship goals, I guess.
It's crazy. Yeah, it really is crazy. I feel like there were some friendships that didn't really last that presidency too.
Oh, sure. Even family members are. I'm sure it's sad, but I'm sure family members aren't talking to each other because of everything.
Yeah, and I wonder if they, it's been a few months now. I hope they put it all back together by now.
That would be nice.
It kind of seems silly, doesn't it? All the fighting that took place and all the BS.
For what? For something that ended. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fight that hard for any person that wasn't, I wouldn't turn my back on my friends or family for anybody who was outside of my friends or family.
Yeah. But people, but again, this is the negative side of cancel culture that I can't stand. Now they're gonna trounce on American Idol because they put the mother of one of the. And by the way, what do you expect them to do? The mother was famous. Like any person whose mom is famous or dad is famous and makes it on this show is going to get a spot on the show too. It's not the first time, and this ain't the last time.
This seems like something, to be honest, I think it'll blow over. I think a couple of days, nobody's going to remember Kellyanne Conway was on the thing. And I don't think I think this is one of those things that'll go away.
But it's like, it's also right in that, like that younger generation, that 20-year-old, that 18-year-old that are so hypersensitive to all this stuff. Like that's their audience, So I wonder if they're going to really lose a chunk of that.
I'd say maybe the next episode will suffer a little, but when's the finale? How long has this thing got?
I don't know.
Season?
It's American Idol. I have no idea what's happening.
I don't know. But I don't think I think this will blow over. I don't think it's that. I mean, they put on as a contestant for, what was it? The dance one.
Dancing with the Stars?
Dancing with the Stars. They put on, what's his name? The press secretary.
Oh yeah, Spicer, Sean
Spicer was on the damn show. It's still, everybody's still watching it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This will blow. This was just and it was what? She was on it talking about how proud of her daughter she was. Like, this will blow over.
But Kellyanne did some stupid stuff, but I feel like is kind of on the lower end of the stupidity train for that whole administration. Like there were a lot of other people we could be a lot more angry with.
No, she did some real dumb stuff. She, the Hatch Act was a big one. She violated that. She came up with the what's it called? Alternate facts thing. That was her.
Alternative facts. That was the first big one that took. Like, when Doc explains to Marty and the alternative 1985, it skews off, and
you gotta think fourth dimensionally.
That's right where we skewed off into a weird, bizarre land of, oh, I'm never wrong. It's alternate facts.
They just sucked that up. That was just a term that the people rode into the ground.
And by the way, this is not a anti-Trump statement I'm making right now. I'm just saying that moment caused everybody collectively in the world to be like, oh, I'm not wrong about anything. I just see it my way and you see it your way. And we have it. And it was just
you have your facts, I have my facts.
Yeah, and it's like
not how that works.
That's the case with opinions sometimes, a bunch of the times.
Opinions,
but there are certain things where it's like, the sky is blue. There's no reason to argue about that. And then you get the flat earthers that are like, hey, remember us? And it's like,
is that guy coming on?
No, I won't let him on. I won't answer any of his emails, but he keeps sending them. He just keeps right on sending them.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, there's a flat earth, like, what? I don't want to say
I don't even. Yeah, but I think he's got a. I think like he's got a podcast. It's like, you just do your own podcast.
What does he want to do on ours?
Because he wants to get on a big audience. That's what it is. Because nobody, God knows how many people are listening to the Flat Earth podcast.
I mean, there's so many other things out there you could maybe put an argument up for, but Flat Earth is this. It's like, why? Even if the Earth was flat, why would they tell us it's round?
Yeah, because they're out to get us, Frank.
Oh, to get us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out
to get it. That'll get us.
Somebody's out to get that Texas because it is darn right frozen. Let's do our read for the Hero Soap Company, proud sponsor of the Anthony and Air podcast. We're so proud of our association with them. They just make great products, and of course, they support the troops. You buy a bar, they send a bar over to an active military member. You buy a bar, they take a little money out of the purchase price, and they put it towards building homes for veterans. I've been talking about them for a long time. I absolutely love them so much. Their soaps are great. Great gifts for Valentine's Day, which just passed. Now I don't know, July 4th maybe. We don't really buy gifts for people on July 4th. I feel like that should be a gift holiday. Yeah, Easter and Passover.
The Easter basket.
Is it Passover?
Hero Soap in there.
What do my Jewish brothers and sisters do? Passover. Yeah.
I don't know if that's a gift giving.
I don't know.
Occasion.
Should be.
Not sure. But it should be.
We need more gift. I'd like to see July 4th become a gift-giving holiday. It's funny.
Memorial Day should be because, it supports the troops. This is a good troop present.
My son we were going ice skating the other day. My son sat me down. He's like, we're using the car. He's like, Dad, let's talk. I go, okay. He's like, when's the next time I'm going to get like a gift, like a present? I go, what are you talking about? He's like, Grandma keeps talking about Easter coming up. He's like, but what else can I get? Because we were talking about tomorrow's Valentine's Day. This was on Saturday. And he was like, do we get gifts for Valentine's Day? And I go, no, you don't.
You don't give your kid some chocolate or something?
I did. I got him chocolate. I got him a chocolate. But it's funny. I bought my wife a card and I bought my daughter a card and I didn't buy him one. But I bought my daughter a thing of chocolates, and I bought him a thing of chocolates because I figured chocolates. But he kind of like said to my wife, at some point, I didn't get a Valentine's Day card.
You know what you do there? You snatch the card for your daughter, and you quickly write his name in there. Yeah, no, it's for both of you. You share it.
Well, it was but it was a princess card, so it was kind of hard. He would have saw right through that. But I was kind of like, do I explain to him now that this is not like, son, this is not for boys. This is for the girl.
It's for boys, but it's not
Is it though? Because
No, it's for couples. It's for
yeah, no, it's for, like yeah, if you're in a gay relationship and you want to get for your totally, that's it. But I feel like in every relationship, there's the
every male female relationship. It's traditionally the male.
in even in a male male relationship, there are those who get the Valentine's Day gift and there are those who give the Valentine's Day gift. I just feel like that's the way it is. Maybe there's couples
Maybe.
that
Did
do
you
both.
get something?
No, I didn't get it. No,
You didn't get a thing,
my wife got me a card, but I
and
didn't.
you got her a card.
You know what? She got me. I'm trying to think about years past. I got a card from her, and I got a card from the kids, and I got a chocolate heart from the kids. But I want to say this was the first time.
We should move the arrow down to Valentine's Day.
I know we should. I want to say this is the first time that this happened. It's not really something for Dad. I feel like it just Dad doesn't traditionally get these things.
So you didn't. You got a card, but what did you get her?
Who's her? My wife?
Your wife.
I got her chocolates. I got her chocolate. Oh, we'll get. You know what, Frank? You made it.
All
We'll
right.
get to that
Wait,
when we.
wait. We got a couple more stories to get to.
You should hear what I rolled out.
You brought up Valentine's Day.
You're right.
Tell you.
You're right, but you should hear. You stay tuned to see what Cuddles got for Valentine's Day, and don't tell me that she's not the luckiest gal on the planet Earth. Jesus, catch this man meat right here. Unbelievable.
That lucky lady.
What were we talking
Lucked
about now?
out.
I got all fired up.
Hero Soap Company.
Oh yeah, they're great. So go check them out. Link in the description below. No, but
Yeah,
I love the way my
do
son was like, let's lay out the calendar and see when I can expect like the next present time to come
Because
around.
we can't go more than 3 weeks without a present.
Yeah,
So
these kids.
where am I marking down a little gift?
They're killing me here. Texas is basically frozen. I don't even know if anybody's alive down there. It feels like everybody's just frozen in place.
Power's out
Horrors.
everywhere.
Airports are closing. Power is out. This happened. I feel like this happened when the Super Bowl was in Houston, maybe, or was it New Orleans? I can't remember. There's somewhere down south, and it was like this thing of like they got this weird, rare snowstorm, and none of the municipalities down there have plows or salt for the road. Like
They're not prepared for it.
they don't have this stuff. It never happens to them. It's like a once in 100-year thing. They just don't have this material, so they're all just like freaking out. There was this huge accident the other day. Like 7 people died, unfortunately. It's just crazy.
It's bad news down in Texas. You wouldn't think of it, but yeah, I don't know how much of Texas. Is it the whole state?
Yeah, I mean, basically. But it's the state.
For the most part?
It's a lot of like down south. Like here's a guy, this guy, I don't know if he's in Texas per se, but he's going through it. They're all going through the same ice and snowstorms. And like a lot of it is where they're not even getting snow. If they're getting rain or if there's moisture on the ground, it's freezing over and they're getting this black ice. This guy pulled out of his driveway. Take a look at this guy. Pulls out of his driveway with a Ford F-150. He pulls out of his driveway, right? So he hasn't even turned the wheel around yet, Frank.
Yep.
And look at his car just start to slide.
Oh yeah, just gone down. Up. There we go. Sideways.
It's perpendicular to the road, and it's just sliding down the hill. Look at that.
Bye bye. Oof.
That's insane. That's what's going on in the South right now.
Yeah, no,
Trucks.
that's bad news. That is bad news. I mean, I don't know what the temperature is normally like around February in Texas, but
Yeah.
this is definitely a rare thing going on. And we're not ready.
It just seems crazy, and this idea of like they don't have anything is just so bizarre. Because like we grew up in New York, like there was always salt trucks, and I mean they never went out anywhere, and they never actually worked, but they were there, which was nice.
We saw them.
We saw them.
Every now and then you get stuck behind one and it spits salt all over you, but other than that,
The worst.
Now I know we have a lot of viewers and listeners in Texas. I've seen hi from Texas a bunch of times. So if anybody just wants to throw an update in the chat or in the comments,
Yeah.
how everything's going down there, if you guys are safe, stuff like that, let us know what the conditions are.
Share your experiences.
What part of Texas?
Dallas and Fort Worth canceling classes for the next 2 days. The airport, the Dallas Fort Worth International Airport, closed. Austin
Can they just
International.
do classes from home?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I guess that's what they'll wind up doing. You know, it's weird. Like I thought snow days were dead and gone, and like because now that you have the virtual learning, everybody, I think they would just switch to that. But the other day when we had the snowstorm up here, they canceled school. There was no virtual learning because they wanted to give the kids a snow day.
All right,
I thought that was really, I thought that was really nice. Actually, it was like, yeah.
I thought this generation was going to get screwed with snow days.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had no way of learning from home.
They should. They should get those days where it's like, yeah, I know you could do the virtual learning, but let's go outside and play in the snow. Just be a kid for a little while. I thought that was a nice,
that is cool,
classy move there. But yeah, this Texas, I don't know. Worried about everybody.
Stay off the roads, people in Texas, because the roads aren't ready for what's coming down.
No, just shut her down for a little bit.
For people who have experienced frozen roads, we all our lives living in New York. We know what it's about. You slide and you lose control. I remember coming home one day, last winter, or 2 winters ago. I was coming home from out east, and I'm going around this turn, and there's trees, so I couldn't see too far past going around the turn. But I'm going at a steady. I don't know how fast I was going. I wasn't speeding by any means, but I'm going, and I see a car like this. On its side, just on it's like an overpass. We're on an overpass going onto a highway. So I see this car in one of the lanes on its side, and then another car next to it like this, and these are people like helping them. So there's a car on the side and another car here, and I can't stop.
Oh God!
I'm hitting the brake. I'm steering away, but I'm on an overpass. So if I steer away from them, I'm gonna go off the side. I'm 50 feet off the ground on an overpass. There's only 2 lanes. So I kept going at the regular speed, and I just went right in between the 2 cars. It was like by inches. I went right in between them. I couldn't stop. It was either smash into them, go off the overpass, or squeeze in between real fast.
Wow.
And I squeezed, and that was an eye-opener. I was like, okay.
That's crazy.
Be careful. I went like 2 miles an hour the rest of the way home.
Yeah, the black ice storms were, they were just, it's funny. I was going to say what year, there was a certain year where nothing ever got plowed. And then one year, like everybody started really legitimately plowing. I feel like in the last 10 years, like the plowing has been so much better than it was when we were growing up.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know what kicked into gear. Maybe because now we live on Long Island. Is it better on Long Island?
Maybe it is better on the island than in the city. But like I always even when I was doing like morning radio, like I would hear from the plowers, like we're out here, man. I'm like, all right, cool, because they're out early, like 3 o'clock in the morning, getting it all done.
And I think on Long Island it's better too because a lot of ordinary citizens have plows on their front of their trucks for some reason.
Yeah, it's that weird
thing. And they're
thing.
going up and down the blocks, and it's like, all right, that's fine. Nobody has that in the city.
Yeah.
They rely on the sanitation department.
It's just so strange to see it in Texas because it's such a fish out of water scenario, like they have all these like 4x4 trucks and everything, but that black ice I was driving on the road once and I saw this like work van was a couple of, it was far in front of me. There was a lot of cars in between us and I'm driving and there's this under an overpass. So it was cold, but I guess because right under, because the water would drip off the overpass, and then because the sun never hit that spot, it would freeze up. This guy was just driving, minding his business. All of a sudden, hits this slick of ice, takes off, literally swerves like this, and then back, and then starts to fishtail, and then I guess the traction caught up again, but he was already on the side. Boom. Flipped over. It was so awful. Like I had to stop. Like everybody pulled over, and he literally climbed right out. And it was like one of those things where he was running on pure adrenaline. He climbed out of the passenger side, and we were like,
he was by himself. It wasn't a family in there.
Yeah, and we were like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "He's like, I don't know what happened." And we were all like, "We don't know either." Like you were doing it like. And you saw it because as we were sitting there, and then I had that moment of like, I got to get the hell out of here because people were starting to. And the cops came and they they whatchamacallit, they started closing, like pushing people off, like at least when there's a cop car, you'll slow down,
Yeah.
you know, to go past that little spot. But it was.
I mean, I've seen cars on the flipped over completely. I've only seen it once where the car was like this on the side.
You mean like on its side?
On its side,
Oh,
like
it's
the
like
passenger side
on the
doors
door.
on the ground.
Yeah.
Well,
that's how this
weirdest thing.
That's how this guy wound up. But I'll tell you what, the other, like 2 nights ago, I almost bit it in my driveway because it's the same thing. Where the way my house is facing, when the sun,
you come out of your driveway, you hit a tree. You got trees across from you.
No, but I'm saying like I had the snow dripping off of the roof.
Oh yeah.
And it's hitting the ground. And it's freezing, and I didn't see it on the driveway, and I literally almost took a sail. Man.
Oh, you were walking?
I was walking. Yeah, no, I was walking. I got out of the car and I almost bit
I got to admit, I'm sorry. It sucks when people get hurt, but watching someone slip on the ice and like do some weird, like acrobatic thing, all the muscles kind of jump into action and just for like 5 seconds. It's kind of funny. Is that wrong?
Listen to me. It is the greatest gift God or the universe, whatever you believe in, can give us. I know you're thinking childbirth is, and it is a close second to watching a video of somebody slip and fall on the ice. There is nothing greater.
Man,
And
there's compilations on YouTube of it, and it's that and people walking into glass doors. Oh my God. Hours of entertainment.
there's little gifts, just little gifts. In fact, when I almost slipped and bit it, I was laughing to myself as I was walking in the garage because I was like, I would have, with the amount of videos I've laughed at, I would have deserved to crack my skull open in that thing.
You have it coming. Now,
Yeah.
I remember the guy was telling me the story. A guy I used to work with, he was driving an old lady that was like the cashier home one day, and she gets out of the car, and he's like, "Don't get out of the car. She was this heavy old lady. He's like, "Don't get out of the car. I'm going to come around and help you." Of course, she didn't listen. She gets out of the car, and she disappears. So the guy walks around, and she's gone. Where the hell is she? She slipped and went under the car. She was underneath the whole car. She fell, slipped, and slid straight underneath the car.
I love Frank's
Like
camera
that.
slipped on
Oh,
black
like
ice. I love when couples too, when the first person goes and slips and the second person goes to help them. It's just stupid.
It's kind of like when you see when you go to ice skating and you see people just and they do the goofy, thing and they fall.
The more they struggle to stay up, the better it is because you just know they're not going to make it.
It's less funny if they just bit it and fall down.
Yeah.
But if they spend like 5 to 10 seconds trying to stop, then
Yeah,
that's great.
By the way, people judge me for my love of people slipping on the ice video. I love them. It's like, no, and people like my mother was like, I didn't raise you like this. I was like, but it's
Well,
so
someone did.
like, I would
So
not
that's
love
funny.
it.
If there's no serious injuries, it's funny.
Oh, I think we were talking about it on this podcast maybe. And somebody had hired me to set up something for them. And I remember I walked in and she goes, I fell and it wasn't funny at all. And it was this awkward moment. I was like, oh, sorry,
Was I there? No.
It was like, it was this
Could have
weird,
been funny.
it was this weird thing. No,
It's not funny to the person falling.
Yeah, and nobody wants anybody to get hurt. We just want you to fall on your rear end and it be hilarious. That's really
I don't want anybody to break a hip or something.
Yeah,
No, that's not. But when someone, come on, when they do a Fred Flintstone feet paddling on the ground, for like 5 seconds, that's funny.
But this person who literally within the first 3 seconds of me meeting them after, she hired me, and it was like, I felt once and it wasn't funny at all. And I was like, oh, is that right? Like, I didn't know what to say.
Then you didn't fall right.
Yeah, it was like, it's not serious, but it is what it is.
Yeah, if you fell off a cliff, it might not be funny. But
yeah, and then people
go, you hit your bum.
People go, how would you like it if you fell and somebody laughed at you? I'd be like, that's fine. It's hysterical.
Yeah, as long as I didn't crack my head open.
By the way, I've fallen and laughed at it. I've been on the floor hysterically giggling because it's funny.
It's funny because it's the sudden that look, and you just your whole world just stops,
Yeah.
and all of your priorities change to please, I don't want to hurt myself.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's hysterical. Parler is back. The social media network favored by conservatives came back online today with a redesigned website 1 month after it was suspended by Amazon Web Services and effectively driven offline. Parler's homepage read, "Speak freely and express yourself openly without fear of being deplatformed for your views. Content from before Parler vanished no longer seems to be available." In its first post on the platform Monday, Parler's own account welcomed users back and said, "We will not be canceled," followed by an emoji with a flexing bicep. The website's return marks the reopening of the social network after revelations some of the U.S. Capitol rioters had organized on Parler, prompting major tech platforms to cease doing business with the company.
I saw a post about this, and I'm not sure who posted it. I can't credit them, but the people who are happiest about Parler coming back is probably law enforcement. Because now they don't have to, worry about who's where. They could just go in one place and find anybody they need.
I swear to God, I just thought, I'm glad Parler is back. Easier for the FBI to track domestic terrorists.
That's the one.
At Queerby?
I don't know.
A Queerby.
There
AQUEERBY. At Queerby. For that.
There you go. Credit them.
There's the credit. Listen, here's the thing. I am all in you know me. I don't love, this is a very big gray area. I don't love censorship. I don't love the idea of our speech having to be judged by a small sector of people. I don't think that that's right. There's a reason why we like freedom of speech, freedom of the press, this idea of a decentralized thing. Again, going back to our elections, the reason why we don't all vote on the one same machine, easy to crack those things. The reason why it's in a gymnasium and it's all broken up, you can't infiltrate those things. It's hard that way. Reason why there's 1,000 newspapers, 1,000 websites, all that stuff is it gives you there's freedom in those numbers. Am I making sense here, Frank? The blockchain, no. We talked about the blockchain and the fact that multiple people have to verify those things in order for that to work. There's an honesty in that. When you put, when one company, and by the way, I keep saying this, I don't find it to be, it's not Facebook's fault, it's not Twitter's fault, but they've been thrust into this situation now where they have to judge what goes and what doesn't go. And I don't think that that's right. And I think that it's okay. We'll get to a point where we'll figure it out and how to make it all work. But I just don't think that that's right.
Well,
in
Facebook
the same breath,
Twitter,
though, let me just wrap up the point.
Yeah.
In the same breath, though, Parler, I like that people are going to have a place to go if they're conservative and they feel like their conservative views get shunned everywhere else. Okay, great. Go have your place. But at the same time, you got to be careful. I mean, you can't. I feel like they're only. I mean, I think I've said this at a podcast too already. They're only there because they're smaller, And once you get to once you continue to advance, and you get to the point where you are as big as Facebook, or approaching Facebook or Twitter or whatever, then you're going to be a lot more responsible for what people are saying and what's being organized on your platform. It's gonna happen to you too,
And there are rules. I know there's freedom of speech, which I love, and I would never, yes, freedom of speech, love it. But there are also rules.
Yeah.
You can't. It's not 1,000% freedom of speech. You can't go on a plane and yell bomb. You can't go into a movie theater and yell fire.
Yeah.
You can't go online and say, I'm going to hurt someone.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have bad consequences to that. You could go to jail. You could be fined. You could be kicked off. So, yeah, freedom of speech all the way. But then there's stuff that can hurt people. And that's when your freedom of speech.
Because that's what's going to happen. And even forget like large scale things like the riot at the Capitol. I'm talking about small scale things too, of like people bullying other people or
Totally.
harassing them online. Like, they're going to start to have to deal with all of that garbage because that's what goes with being a social media network.
Agreed. Yeah. What if someone goes on Parler? I'm not saying they would or anybody would, but I'm saying if there's no regulations and someone goes on Parler or Twitter or wherever and says, I'm going to blow up such and such a place, that's not going to be looked into?
Of course it is. Yeah, of course it is. And
That's
by the
way
way,
it is.
like, and this is a point that I feel like a lot of people miss. I don't like, do you think Twitter and Facebook want to be in this position? I think that they were forced into this position because this one thing happened. So they were like, okay, we'll put rules into place for this. And
It's
then
not their fault. It's
another thing,
the user's fault.
right? Another thing happened. So they're like, okay, we'll put the rules into this place. And then something else happened where it was like, well, it wasn't as bad as the first thing, but the rules, because of the first thing, say that you can't do this now. And then it became this freedom of speech thing. And so then all of a sudden it's this whole huge.
That's how rules come into play. It's an
Yeah.
evolution, and things happen. There are signs up that, say, don't put your horse in our public swimming pool. Well, someone must have done that,
Right.
because why would that sign be there?
Yeah.
But that's the thing, that the users, in a perfect world, Twitter and Facebook and Parler and whoever, wouldn't have to monitor anybody. We would just get on there and all be happy and fun, and it'd be great. But there are some people who don't know how to do that and only go on there to cause problems.
Right.
And those are the people that have to be monitored. It's just the way it is. We got to follow some rules here. Without rules, there's chaos.
Yeah.
Yes, freedom of speech, but there's also got to be rules.
But I also feel like, so we, I joined Parler. I went on Parler and I started putting the show on Parler, because again, like, you make it, I'm there. We're on Clubhouse, Parler. Like, I don't even care. You invent Flippity Flop tomorrow and it starts getting some buzz. Guess what? We're going to start putting the show out on Flippity Flop.
What if like the head of like KKK opens a, are we going on that? I don't want to go on that.
If the head of the KKK started their own social media network,
right?
Would we go on?
I don't think we should be on that. That's my opinion. It's your show, but I would not want to be on that.
I might go on it just to crack some jokes and make all the KKK people feel uncomfortable.
Say F you KKK.
I would be. I tell you what I would do. My first post would be. I'd be like this. How do you guys know I'm not black? Send. Like that kind of shit. Like, that's what I would do. I would be on there purely to make them feel silly
bust
and
their
stupid.
balls.
Yeah, all the way.
Come on, that's twice.
All the way, 100%, 100%.
That's fine. But I don't want to just be there just because it's another.
No, I wouldn't be like, hey, white supremacists, check out this episode.
Check us out on KKK.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be doing that, of course. How long do you know me? Why would I be doing that?
Just saying, you can't be on anything. I want to be on everything.
I would be, anytime anybody liked or I would put a statement out, be like, oh, it's a great day to, great day to hate today. And then as people liked it, I'd be like, I'm black, by the way.
See, that would be like, how you wouldn't, I'm sure that website or that social media platform would kick you off in about a day and a half.
Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, that would be the badge of honor to be like, hey, the racist Twitter, I got kicked off of there.
Fuck them.
Yeah, but that's so funny. I was just trying so hard to answer your question with a joke. I was like, how would I like? Because that would be my goal, would be to get kicked off of a platform like that.
That would be great. Just to fuck with people, with all of them.
But that's not what Parler was. I mean, Parler, for the most part, I feel like some people misinterpret. There's a large portion of conservatives and Republicans that feel disenfranchised, and I feel for those people. I do. I feel like they're not. They're not being. And by the way, I feel like there's a lot of people on the left too. Of course, I feel the same way. But I guess my point is that where I was trying to take this all, Frank, was. So we were on Parler, and I would kind of roll around, and I didn't find it to be a particularly enjoyable experience. Like, because what I felt is that the craziest of crazies were the loudest voices, and it was like, I'm not here for that.
That's what it's from what I understand about it. I've never been on it, but from what I understand, what I've read about it is that it's an extreme person's
yeah, and
social media.
I would say, and I would hope that like 80% of the people were just joining to, you know, be in a place where their ideas were matched by others and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. But then you got this crazy portion that's just like crazy. And it's just like, after a while, I just stopped checking it. Like, even if we would throw, I don't even think I kept throwing stuff on there, but even if I would put something on there, the amount of time I would spend actually consuming it was zero. Because
and if your views are not whacked out extreme, then Twitter and Facebook and all of them should be fine for you.
Yeah, it was just like, it's like after a while, sometimes I stop reading the comments, even on like YouTube, because it's kind of like, oh, you know, this person eats children. And it's like, okay. I mean, I just like, everybody can't be eating children. Like, you know.
You know how many children would be disappearing on a regular basis?
Yeah.
That I don't think parents would stand for this.
And this is coming from the podcast that's been focusing on Ghislaine and Jeffrey Epstein. And we're doing all that stuff. We're doing all that work, but not every person in Hollywood has eaten a child. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sure that, are there weird things happening? Yeah.
Did Jeffrey Dahmer eat people?
It's just, are there weird things happening? Yeah. Are there things I can't explain? Yeah. Are we into some conspiracy theories? Yeah. But it's just like every people just like, oh, that person eats. Like, I can't.
That's a huge jump. I mean,
it's a very big
how
jump.
do you go from, you know, these people are corrupt to they're eating children? Yeah. What is that even? Where's that connection?
It's a crazy jump.
There's no line of reasoning. You know how the crazy people, they put up the red lines on like big maps and stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. What led you to that
one
final conclusion? Must be eating babies.
I don't know. I don't know, but the QAnon people, they're all in on that. They're all in on that thing, and I don't. That's the thing. That's my thing with them. With Republicans, with Democrats, I've never been all in on anything in my life. Like, there's never been anything where I'm like, I 1,000,000% agree with all of this. Like, I've never had that experience before. But some people are just like that.
That's why I'm not registered as a Democrat or Republican, because I don't care as much, but I care for what I view as right and wrong. And that's what I vote for.
I feel like Parler is coming back now because they know Trumpy Trumpkins is getting that social media network ready, and they want to, like, the only chance they have at survival is being there first. It's the only chance.
Yeah, and in that trumpet thing, whatever his thing turns out to be, he's gonna promote it as no censorship here. You can say what you speak your mind, but the first extreme liberal who comes up there and starts flooding his posts with BS, and he blocks that first person, then it's going to be like, well, that was totally full of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought there was no censorship here.
Yeah, basically.
I could see him blocking people, and it's going to be like, well, that was a lie. Big shock.
Yeah, but I think he's going to do it, and I think it's going to be...
Love to see how it turns out.
Huge. We'll be on it. We'll be trumping.
Great.
Be trumping. We'll be doing it.
I only watch this on YouTube and Facebook, so if there's something else that we're on,
I'll be honest with you, I've never seen an episode of this show.
I barely remember the name.
All the hosts drive me crazy. I can't stand it. Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
You ready for the product tasting?
Testing? What do we got? That is a gigantic gummy bear.
That is a 1-pound gummy bear, my friend.
Holy crapazoid cherry.
Yeah. Very
nice. That reminds me of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. They had those big gummy, like when they were in that field, when they first walk in and the chocolate river, she's eating a huge gummy bear. It's like she's like pulling on it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I love this on the back, how it says, look at this on the back there. It says
limited edition gummy. I can't read the last word. I'm sure it's bear.
Yeah, limited edition. Isn't every gummy bear a limited edition? Because
unless they just keep making them,
you're gonna eat it eventually.
That's true. Well, what if you save it and it's like worth something 20 years from now?
Look over here. It says East to Clean. That's really
throwback. Should we announce that winner again, in case they?
I forgot her name. I don't know who it is.
It's around here somewhere.
If
Melissa Crowder.
Yeah, there you go. Melissa Crowder. If she doesn't come forward soon, I'm gonna give it to somebody else.
Yeah, Melissa Crowder, you won the sync thingy. Contact us so we could send you the thing.
What was I saying before that I had to kind of bring back on the Valentine's Day thing?
What you got your wife and what she got you?
Oh, right. That was it. Well, I got her this. Wait
a minute. So that's not even yours?
No.
So you're gonna product test your wife's gummy bear that you gave her?
Basically.
You piece of crap. You're eating her. She should give the product review.
But am I wrong that there are gift givers and gift receivers in the Valentine's Day dynamic? It doesn't necessarily have to go along the lines of gender, but I feel like in hetero relationships, it absolutely 1,000,000,000% does. Like point to me the male-female couple where the female gets the guy a gift and the guy doesn't reciprocate. It does not exist. Doesn't exist.
I guess it's either. I think it's more becoming like equal. Like you get, you decide on a limit and you both get something for each other.
I guess so, but my wife got me the chocolate. So, like for instance, we'll compare. I got a chocolate peanut butter heart Reese's, which is very kind because I love chocolate and peanut butter. It was very thoughtful, and the two cards I loved. If I hadn't gotten anything though, I wouldn't have been upset. Like I wasn't expecting. I never traditionally get anything for Valentine's Day. Do you and your wife exchange like stuff?
Yeah, a little. We decide on like a few dollar, limit, $20, $25 limit, and we just get something.
You actually go out and buy a gift, or you order a gift or something.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if most people are like that. I feel like it's weird because like a lot of our even Christmas to an extent. Like we gotten into a place where like we still get each other stuff, but it's more of like, let's go to a nice dinner or let's go like we'll treat ourselves to something rather than like I'm going to go out and buy you something. You go out and buy me something.
Right. Yeah. But let's see. What did you get here? This is you got this for her.
All right. So she got this. She got a box of chocolates. She got a card. I got her a card. Nice. I assisted with the kids in making a card for her, which...
see, then that's special.
That is no small task. I would have been easier to buy a card from the kids than get down there. Valentine's morning, I got up early and took care of the kids and, did the whole thing there. I got breakfast.
1 out of 365 ain't bad.
And Mother's Day, too. Fuck off.
Oh, good.
2 and a birthday. Now we're up to 3.
That's 3.
I got her breakfast. It was on, I went out and got breakfast, took care of the breakfast situation.
Very nice.
And then I went out and procured her the most fantastic dinner that I believe she's ever had. You want to see what I made?
Oh, you made it?
I made, well, that's the other thing too. We tried to get a sitter for Saturday night to go out and have like a romantic dinner. That kind of fell through. And things are so hard with COVID and finding a restaurant and getting a table and feeling good about it. And, it all becomes just so not worth it.
We ordered and picked up food from a nice restaurant. We had dinner here.
Yeah, it's exactly. So I was like, you know what? I'll cook. I'll go the extra mile. So I went out and I got... let me find the good one here. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. Okay. Now you're thinking, oh, what'd you make, idiot? Spaghetti and meatballs?
Can I say that?
Well, the haters
right
are
away.
Thinking that.
Right away.
I went out and I got a bushel of mussels, went out to the local bakery, got a big loaf of bread
bowl.
Cut out the bread bowl, made the white wine, garlic, cream sauce with shallots and garlic, and made and by the way, this is just the appetizer. That was just the appetizer. Made the whole bread bowl with
nice.
By the way, this, not to toot my own horn, because I will criticize my own cooking when it comes down to it. This was like it was so we were shoving the bread bowl in our face, like we were so excited.
That's a hell of an appetizer.
It was quite good. And then I didn't stray too far. It was again a garlic. But I made it again. It was a garlic white wine sauce based sauce, and I did shrimp over pasta right there.
Looks like a magazine.
Yeah.
Nice. Is that parsley?
They put a little parsley on top, a little fresh parsley. Got the big fat shrimp.
Look at that.
Went to the seafood place, not the supermarket. Went to the seafood place, got all the seafood fresh. Went to the bakery, got the bread fresh.
See, now that's nice. That's a good present.
Put the whole thing together, baby.
Very nice. Well done, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So
now eat her present.
What?
Now eat her present.
Now eat her present. I'm just saying, I went all out. Like I feel like the guys gotta go all out for the lady, you know? There feels like a very here's the other weird thing too. Traditional stuff that used to be looked upon as like romantic feels wrong to a certain degree, like these days, doesn't it? I feel like people like get
chivalry. There's still, you know, I kind of like the old fashioned. Pull the chair out for you and open doors. I like that old fashioned.
I do too, and I'll raise my son that way too. But I also feel like there's some people out there that'll be like, "You pig."
Yeah, it's up to the individuals. You know, there are some people who don't like to conform to the social whatevers.
Yeah.
Man, they really seal that thing tight.
All right, product testing. It looks really good. All right, let's see here.
Now, this lends itself to a massive amount of chewing. So do me a favor.
Is that what you're worried about, the chewing?
That is gummy, and that is made for a lot of chewing.
Oh, my God. God, it smells so good.
Do me a favor and turn the microphone away when you take a chunk out of that thing. And come back and talk to us when it's gone, when it's swallowed.
It feels weird to hold. It's slimery.
Is it all jiggly?
It's a little
bit.
A little bit.
That is something.
It is heavy.
That's a pound of gummy, my friend.
This might be a weird thing to say, but I would love to just throw this at somebody and watch like one of those like high speed cameras, like those super slow cameras. Yeah. All right,
that would be great. Just hear that slap.
Just that slap, yeah. Because
that thing looks like it's gonna give a good slap sound. There it is.
Like that's pretty intense.
That's a good slapping teddy bear.
Yeah.
Oh, it says I heart you on it.
It's very romantic. It's cost me $10 at Target. I'll have you know.
$10.
All right, here we go.
Turn the microphone away. I'll kill you. This is coming off. Oh God, can't.
I'm sorry about.
Is it good? Does it taste like gummy bear? Like it tastes like you have a ton of the little ones in there? It looks like it tastes like a Luden's cough drop. Does it taste like a Luden's?
It does.
Luden's cough drop? All right.
It does. I could eat this whole thing.
That's the color.
I could friggin' eat this whole thing. You know what it tastes like? You know, what's it like? Sweet Tarts makes like a chewy version of their Sweet Tart. It kind of tastes like that. If anybody's ever had like the chewy Sweet Tarts, it doesn't taste like a real gummy bear per se.
Does it taste like, what are those ones called from a Chuckle?
Yeah, it's weird. It's not like it doesn't taste like a gummy bear, but it tastes like a gummy bear, but it tastes like, I don't know, there's something different about it. It's very cherry-ish. It's really good. I could really eat this whole thing right now.
Oh, that thing's going to be gone before tomorrow.
It's very satisfying.
Is your wife going to get any of it, or is that all yours now?
I don't think so.
Do they make other flavors?
They might, but they didn't have it at the Target.
I'm sure this is just a Valentines special thing.
Yeah.
They don't have this all year round?
No. In fact, I bought it weeks ago, and like I went back to Target. Like
I feel like for Christmas and Easter they should have these things too.
they really should.
Make it like a Santa shape.
I'm very big. Maybe I'm from Texas. I don't know. I'm very big into the oversized things.
You do like oversized things?
Like I buy the oversized cards. Remember when that was like a whole thing? Like they were selling like the huge cards. I was like,
yeah,
I love that. I bought my niece. She loves chocolate peanut butter too. I bought her like a 5-pound, thing for Easter.
you know what they need to make, which I don't know if they have, but the best chocolate peanut butter combination is Reese's Cups. And if they made a cake that looks like a giant Reese's cup,
Yeah,
they have to make that, right? It's just a giant
yeah. That's what I bought.
with the
my
ridges
niece.
all around.
It was like 5 pounds. It's like a 5-pound thing. I bought that for her. She
best.
loved it. Yeah.
Reese's peanut butter cups are the best chocolate I'll eat any day.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I need a cigarette, and I don't even smoke. That
You're gonna be up for hours now, for days.
I
A
probably
ton of sugar.
just got diabetes from those two. Where's the? Oh, I tossed the box halfway across the room. I can't.
I think we all got diabetes from watching that.
If you want to keep everybody entertained, Frank, I'll go get the box and see what the calorie.
Go ahead. So yeah, Valentine's Day, you just ate your wife's gift. Yeah, the teddy bear. It looks good. That's a lot of sugar, even for me. And I'm a guy who loves his sugar. So here we go. We got the facts on the box.
I don't have my ear in, so I can't hear anything you're saying.
You jerk. You giant idiot.
Are you insulting me? No,
I think someone, maybe someone with talent could host this show, do a better job. Oh,
now I have to listen to this part to see what you said.
you'll never know.
When are we going to talk about we have to put stricter regulations on the nutrition fact people, like, because they're just out of control.
My biggest gripe with nutrition fact people is that you never eat the serving size they tell you.
Never.
It's like 1/3 of a box of mac and cheese. It's like I'm eating the whole thing. Give me the total for the whole box, please.
Good news. There's only 50 calories in this donut. What's the serving size? 1/1000th of the donut. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, should be fine.
I don't want to do math.
Yeah.
Just give me the whole thing. If I'm only eating half the donut, then I'll do the math. But
okay. Let's play a game. Let's play a guessing game.
Hit me.
This is the listing on this is, I'll give you the calories and let's see if Frank can figure out the serving size. 120 calories in this 1 pound sugar.
Serving size is at least 10.
Oh, my man. There it is. 120 serving sizes. 11 pieces.
Close.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's pretty good. 120 calories in. So
who's splitting that with 10 other people?
Or portioning it out in I'll
11 times.
Yeah, this will last me 11 days. I'll have a piece every single day.
What a weird number. At least make it 10.
Oh, forget it. So gluttonous. And that was my point. So anyway, before we started the show, Frank was like, how's it going? I was like, miserable. Just feel awful.
You feel better after that sugar rush?
I do feel better eating that. I feel like the McDonald's guy while I'm eating it. It's so great. It's just after. It's going to be a crash. 120 times 11 is 1,320 calories in that whole thing.
That's like, what, 2 Big Macs? 3 Big Macs? I don't know.
Probably. So anyway, but by the way, on top of this, I got the heart-shaped donuts from Dunkin' Donuts because I thought that would be nice for the kids and everything. We went to Levain Bakery. I'll give a free ad here. They have a spot in the city, and they have a spot out east because we went ice skating on Saturday. So I was like, let's go get a Levain cookie. I can't even look up the calories in that. It's one of these places that has, I think Dee sent the text in the group chat. I'll see if I can
find
the
cookie?
The cookie is the size of my hand.
It's a good cookie right off the bat.
The cookie is the most buttery, delicious. It's the best cookie I've ever had. Levain makes it. It's phenomenal. It's just the best cookie ever. But it's,
you know what always disappointed me is when you go to a bakery and you see that big cookie and it's got these giant chocolate chips in it, and you're like, that's amazing. So you buy it, and then when you go to eat it, it's like sawdust. It's not like a chewy cookie.
Yeah.
Or, it's just like you eat it and just, It's like powder.
No, this is
Ugh,
soft
dry.
and chewy and delicious. Here, like
That looks amazing.
that's my wife's hand. Okay,
That is a huge cookie.
it is. Guess how much each cookie is?
That I'll say $8.99.
No, a cookie. It's a cookie. I mean, it's the size of your
It's
hand.
huge though.
Yeah, it's $4. I think $4.50 a cookie. It goes for.
It wasn't too far off.
You're not too far off, but like a package of like Toll House is like $3.99 or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, but this is fresh baked.
It's so worth it. So anyway, we got a bunch of cookies. So now we got cookies, donuts, chocolates. I ate everything yesterday. I ate literally. I had a donut. I had a cookie. I had the pasta. We had the mussels, the bread.
Dude.
Oh, I feel like garbage today. I feel like I literally, you remember when we used to play hockey in high school? You used to get the crap kicked out of you in a game, and the next day you feel like just sore and awful. That's how I feel. I just ate. I literally just lived. I existed, and I feel just sore and awful.
That doesn't sound good, but it's you got to splurge on Valentine's Day. Usually, now about this time of the year, where you're trying to come off of the holidays, the Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have a big food day so close.
I had this thought because I was doing really well. I was eating really well going into the holidays, and I splurged during the holidays, and I rebounded. I came off it. I was about to go back to just watching what I ate. I think I ate worse this Valentine's Day than I did for Christmas.
Doesn't sound good, man.
It was awful. You can't have that much sugar. You just don't feel great about it. You know,
it weighs you down. It's heavy stuff. Plus the pasta. That's a lot of carbs and.
Yeah, it's just awful. So anyway, let's talk about all the donuts, the greatest donuts in every state.
Let's do it.
No, you know
Let's
what?
get to the serious topic, shall we? Donuts.
I have this list, and I'm not gonna go through it all. But I was like, oh, I wonder, like with everything, like you wonder what the best donut is, in your state. And
Right.
I found this donut in Jersey.
What do you got?
Let's do New York's first. In New York's, which I disagree with, Paula's Donuts.
So you're talking about the best donut place? They make the best donuts.
The best.
You're not
donut
talking
place.
about the best like Boston cream.
Yeah. And Paula's
Oh,
makes
that's nice.
a cannoli donut.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Now I've had a cannoli donut, not from Paula's. It is delightful. Like I'm a traditionalist, but you don't realize how much we're holding back that cannoli cream by keeping it in the shell. Like it's time to let that cannoli cream breathe. Be in cakes, donuts. Let's let cannoli cream go.
I don't know why it's not like next to the frosting in the bakery section. Frosting, cannoli cream.
Yeah, absolutely. But I brought this up because I want to point this out from New Jersey, from Glazed Donuts in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Frank, tell me how amazing this looks.
Oh, that's not fair.
See,
because the rainbow cookies are my favorite cookies.
Right?
From any bakery. They're amazing.
So it's like a rainbow cookie, but made into a donut. I mean, that just looks delightful.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's insane.
Are you a cake donut guy or a yeast donut guy? I mean, you can tell I don't discriminate when it comes to donuts, but if you had to go to one first, a cake donut
The hell's
or
a yeast donut? What's the difference?
A yeast donut is like this is a cake donut. Like this is made with cake. So like like an old-fashioned donut. You ever go get an old-fashioned? That's a cake donut. But like a glazed donut, like where it's puffy, where it puffs up, that's a yeast donut.
My favorite donut is Boston cream.
Yeah.
I like the solid donuts without the whole something. There's got to be something in it. I mean, otherwise it's just too dry. While I'm eating like a regular donut, they're good. I'll eat them. I'll eat them all. I'll polish off a whole box. But my favorite is Boston cream, jelly, Bavarian cream, that kind of stuff.
You a Dunkin' Donuts guy?
Yeah. I mean, what else do we got?
See, if you have a good local donut place, like you brought up Glen Wayne Bakery.
Glen Wayne Bakery, they're good.
You got a couple of good donuts. Like I bought the
They're
donuts.
too far from me.
I bought it's true. I get it. Like people like I don't know. I got Dunkin' Donuts right near me. Like, what do you want from me? I get it. I bought the Dunkin' Donuts for the kids because they got the heart-shaped donuts. I figured that they'll be into it, and they were. But I ate one, and it was like this. It's just ugh. I mean, it's good, but it's like when you eat like a real donut from a real bakery. Like there's nothing that compares to that.
I know they're not like sitting on the. They're, I don't know why, but they take better. They're not mass manufactured.
Yeah.
And pumping them out. It's different because it's one person making the thing every time. It's not a set ingredient, you know.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of personality in each.
Yeah, because these Dunkin' Donuts now, there's like regional centers, and they make them all there, and they just ship them out to the stores.
Yeah, some of them have bakeries in the stores.
Some of them do,
but not all of them.
And it took me a while to realize that too, because there's a couple that are like just tiny, and I'm like, "How you guys baking all these donuts in this tiny space? Doesn't make any sense."
Yeah, it's got a big variety for the two of you.
Yeah,
but Glen Wayne, I remember they had these, and they go nuts with all these different kinds. They had one with Lucky Charms sprinkled on the top, and it had like a milk kind of cream filling.
Yeah,
man,
we got a lot. We got Glen Wayne Bakery. We got Nofo Doco. We've got Grindstone. There's a lot out by me. There's a lot.
You guys love your donuts over there.
We are very lucky in the donut department. I'll be honest with you. Nofo Doco makes one. They make a Samoa, so it's like caramel and chocolate on top and coconut. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Second, outside of cream-filled, jelly-filled donuts, I like the chocolate with the that heavier chocolate donut.
Mm-hmm.
With it has like that glaze around it.
Like it's chocolate all throughout.
Yes.
Yeah, like that's a cake donut. That's the
I like those. Those are good too.
By the way, let's pause and take a moment and realize how much we miss Janine, because she would have said that's what she said a billion times during the cream-filled portions of this conversation.
I bet you like the cream-filled donut. What about donut holes? I bet her favorite is the crawler.
Janine is actually around, declined to participate in this episode because she has a wisdom tooth infection. She says she can't talk.
That is brutal.
So her husband has never been happier, but she's in a considerable amount of pain from what I understand. Before you go judging me on that joke, just know that I texted him and he's like, "This is fantastic. I'm enjoying this immensely." Yeah,
he's the kind of guy that would support that joke. But wisdom teeth, you don't want to mess around with.
No.
Infection back there, that's pain.
Yeah.
No good.
I had my wisdom teeth pulled and I was high as hell afterwards. That gas that they give you, because I'm not a drug guy, so.
I didn't do the gas. I had two wisdom teeth pulled. These I still have. These are gone. And they pulled them, Novocaine. I got to tell you, I don't know if I went to a special dentist or what, but I didn't feel a thing. And afterwards, I felt great. No drugs, no painkiller. The worst, though, I mean, the guy had his technique. At one point, he had I don't know, I guess, for lack of a better term, pliers.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever he used to yank them out of my face. He had them in, and he literally had his knee in my chest. And he's doing one of these.
Oh, and you're awake for this?
I was awake, and my head's coming off the thing. I'm like, oh, God. He's yanking, and finally, he got it out.
Holy crap.
That was I wish I had that on tape. He literally had his knee on my chest, and he's doing this.
Dude, I was like, when they were like, we got to take your teeth out, I go, you knocked me out, right? They're like, oh, of course. I was like, all right, good. I was like, thank God. I can't believe you were awake for this.
I was awake.
There's a video of me coming out. My wife had to pick me up, and I was just talking all kinds of crazy. Because I was like,
this video?
I was like, I think I'm saying really funny things right now. I'm going to put this online. And she's like, yeah, you should do that. So I filmed all of it. I don't know if I put it out or not. Maybe we'll put it out.
Oh, that's got to be like an after the credits special like they do with Marvel.
I was just talking crazy on it. So anyway,
you gotta air that for our fans.
Yeah, I don't know what Janine is doing, but we'll get a status update from her, and hopefully she'll join us on the next pod. So we'll go from
Good luck. Teeth pain for some reason it's like the worst thing.
The worst. You got anything else, my man?
Not really. Just enjoy donuts. Support the local businesses.
There you go.
And enjoy the eating your wife's present from Valentine's Day.
I don't think I'm gonna give this back to her.
It's that good.
It is really good. You know when you
Any more product testing ideas? Let us know.
You know when you're just in the mood for, like, this is like, when you open up when you crack open a fresh bag of Swedish fish and you're like,
I love Swedish fish.
This bag is not going back into the cabinet. This bag is going into the garbage. Like when we're like, going back empty.
It's funny when I know, like I could gauge how much I'm gonna eat. Like I open a box of Swedish fish and I just go, all right, they're all going into my hand. Box goes in the garbage. I'll be able to polish these off. No problem.
Yeah, that's kind of what this feels like. It doesn't taste exactly like that, but it's got that like overly. If you're in the mood for like cherry candy, like, oh, it's something satisfying about taking a huge bite out of it too. Kind of feel like Army Hammer a little bit right now, which is making me feel like I gotta call my therapist.
Oh, that's terrible.
All right, that's it for us. AnthonyOnAir.com has all our links and information. Appreciate you guys watching and or listening. Facebook or YouTube or Parler.
Wherever the hell else.
Coming soon to Trumpet, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and everywhere. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you on the next one.